The raising of Lazarus, one of the most profound and miraculous events in Jesus' ministry, was the raising of Lazarus from the dead, which powerfully demonstrated his authority over life and death. Lazarus, a man from Bethany, was the brother of Mary and Martha, and he was a dear friend of Jesus. One day, Lazarus fell seriously ill. His sisters sent word to Jesus, saying, "Lord, the one you love is sick." When Jesus heard this, he said, "The sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it." Despite his love for Lazarus, Jesus stayed where he was for 2 more days before deciding to go to Bethany. By the time Jesus arrived, Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Bethany was near Jerusalem, and many Jews had come to comfort Mary and Martha in their loss. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went out to meet him, while Mary stayed at home. "Lord," Martha said to Jesus, "if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now God will give you whatever you ask." Jesus said to her, "Your brother will rise again." Martha answered, "I know he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day." Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this?" "Yes, Lord," she replied. "I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, who is to come into the world." After she had said this, she went back and called her sister Mary aside. "The teacher is here," she said, "and is asking for you." When Mary heard this, she got up quickly and went to him. When Mary reached the place where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet and said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. "Where have you laid him?" he asked. "Come and see, Lord," they replied. Jesus wept. Then the Jews said, "See how he loved him." But some of them said, "Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying?" Jesus, once more deeply moved, came to the tomb. It was a cave with a stone laid across the entrance. "Take away the stone," he said. "But, Lord," said Martha, the sister of the dead man, "by this time there is a bad odor, for he has been there for days." Then Jesus said, "Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God?" So they took away the stone. Then Jesus looked up and said, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I knew that you always hear me, but I said this for the benefit of the people standing here, that they may believe that you sent me." When he had said this, Jesus called in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out." The dead man came out, his hands and feet wrapped with strips of linen, and a cloth around his face.